Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
When it comes to gambling, everyone knows the casino mostly comes out on top, right? Well, not always. Some really smart people actually cracked the code and beat casinos in their own game, and even made millions while doing so.
Look at this! I won $11 million! Can you believe it?
Here we have a list of the top 10 people who beat the casino. Number 1 will definitely shock you, so watch out for that. Number 10. Dennis Nickrash. This person is one of the most technically sophisticated cheaters who scammed $6 million by chipjacking slot machines. His secret? Sorry, pal, he took it with him to jail. What is generally agreed on is that Dennis Nickrash is one of the greatest slot machine cheats in history, and the most technologically skillful. Nickrash started out in the 1970s, rigging mechanical reel slots. It is believed that there's no lock in the world Dennis can't crack open. Now, how's that for skill? A months-long FBI investigation nailed him and several Confederates for scamming millions in cars and cash by cracking the silicon chips that control today's computer-based slot machines. He was captured and jailed for 8 years, but by then, he'd already stolen more than $10 million in total. Nickrash is only one of a growing number of hustlers using advanced technology to rip off casinos. Slot cheating alone is estimated to cost casinos some $40 million a year. Number 9. Joan Ginther. On July 14, 1993, Joan Ginther walked into a Stop and Shop in Bishop, Texas, bought a few Lotto Texas scratch-off lottery tickets, and won $5.4 million. Big news, right? Well, the same woman walked into a mini-mart some years later, bought a few Holiday Millionaire scratch-off tickets, and won $2 million. 2 years go by. She bought a few more lotteries over the course of 10 years, and won more than $25 million. The probability of winning the jackpot 4 times is 1 in 18 septillion, meaning it might happen to one person only once in a quadrillion years.
21!
You got all 6 of them!
Yes, we won!
And that one person was Joan Ginther. Or maybe she won because she had done a major in statistics from Stanford. Joan figured out that while the lottery is ultimately a game of chance, going with the law of large numbers, she applied statistics and played thinking that even if she didn't win anything, she would recover 66% of her money. Joan obviously won a lot, meaning that over time, she bought a total of $3.3 million worth of tickets in order to win her total $20 million in winnings. Now, that isn't a bad margin, is it? Number 8. Don Johnson. Known as the person who broke Atlantic City, this man is probably the most famous celebrity when it comes to casinos. Every casino enthusiast knows the name Don Johnson, the Atlantic City legend that won millions of dollars playing blackjack in one night. His story is an inspiring tale of how one man managed not only to beat the house, but to take down 3 major casinos in Atlantic City for $15.078 million between December 2010 and April 2011, without counting cards or any form of cheating. It is the largest sum ever won in consecutive wins in blackjack, which puts Johnson into the casino history books. It seems impossible that anyone can win over $15 million fair and square in a period of 5 months. Yet, Johnson pulled it off. While everybody thought he was counting cards or executing some kind of elaborate scam, the truth is actually much more interesting than that. He didn't just walk into a casino and start playing. His goal was to change the odds. And that's exactly what he did by negotiating better terms before even approaching the tables. He exploited the casinos that were desperate for customers during the financial crisis in 2008 and won himself more than $15 million. Now that is some success story. Number 7. MIT Blackjack Team. For most people, gambling is a fast way to lose money while slurping down sort of free drinks. But for a few years in the 1980s, Bill Kaplan and a few associates figured out a way to clean house and rake in cash. And that's how the legend of the MIT Blackjack Team was born. helmed by Kaplan, who didn't actually go to MIT. The MIT team used card counting and a strict system to carve out an advantage against the dealer that they ruthlessly exploited. The reason for their success was that they ran it like a business. Extensive training included checkout procedures, 2 hours of perfect play, and leaving a table. And all that helped them win millions. This team was so successful that a blockbuster movie, 21, was made on it. Number 6. Tommy Glenn Carmichael. If you think about it, slot machines are easily the best and the worst machines in the world, because there is some money to be made without any skill, and a lot to lose. Even though the casino wins most of the time, some people do get a lucky break and win big, or they just use some amazing tricks. Tommy Glenn Carmichael spent nearly 4 decades cheating Las Vegas casinos out of their money by rigging slot machines. Having originally started off in the television repair business, manipulating the mechanics of slot machines came naturally to him. Tommy was able to develop several advanced cheating tools that would guarantee him instant wins. As the years went on and the technology got more advanced, Tommy had to strategically adjust his methods to accommodate those changes. He even collaborated with other casino cheats to form a group of cheats that would cause Las Vegas casinos to lose millions of dollars. Of course, Tommy's luck eventually ran out, causing him to serve time in prison for his crimes, but he successfully put his name in the casino history books. Number 5. Richard Marcus. If you've ever been in a casino, you know that even though roulette is a simple game, it's one that takes a lot of incredible luck to win, because for the most part, you're betting on a single number. Basically, it's a real game of variance and odds. You need to have a PhD in statistics to win consistently. Or, you just have to be Richard Marcus. Richard spent over 2 decades visiting the casinos of Las Vegas and finding ways to cheat them out of millions of dollars. He came up with several creative strategies that worked successfully for years in helping him cheat at roulette, baccarat, poker, and even blackjack. Even though he was eventually caught and convicted for his crimes, Richard showed no remorse concerning his actions, and actually explained the details of his adventures in his book, American Roulette: How I Turned the Odds Upside Down. It is a must-read for every roulette lover. Number 4. Ida Summers. Scamming a casino takes some guts, brains, and confidence, and this woman had a whole lot of those. Ida Summers, also known as the Vegas Vixen, was one of the most successful casino cheats Las Vegas has ever seen. She was able to use her bold cheating techniques and devastating good looks to steal tens of thousands of dollars from casinos all over Las Vegas Strip. Her game of choice was usually blackjack. Summers would use a cheating technique called hand mucking. She would remove a card from play, usually hiding it in her sleeve, and then bring the card back into play when it would most benefit her. She would perform this action by distracting others with her charm and good looks. She once even brought her own deck of cards. How's that for confidence? She was eventually caught, but rightfully made it to the top 10 casino cheats of all time. Number 3. Gonzalo Garcia Pelayo. Gonzalo started his career as a music and film producer, having worked with many famous musicians and actors in Spain. Eager to make more money, he dabbled in the area of gambling and found his true calling. Gonzalo is known as the first person to actually be victorious in exploiting the roulette wheel. He noticed there were minute inaccuracies with measurements regarding pocket sizes, and the wheel's gears often threw off the wheel's balance. Recognizing these subtle inconsistencies brought him one step closer to beating the game. For a year, he simply went to casinos and recorded the results of nearly 1,000 spins and used his computer for a complete analysis. He started playing and ended up winning $2 million. The best part of all of this was that he was never imprisoned. He just ended up retiring. Gonzalo and his family now focus on other areas of gambling, still using collected data and the laws of probability to help them advance in poker and online sports betting.
And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick.
Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. Who knows? We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. Jonathan Duhamel. Jonathan Duhamel is representative of the Canadian version of the American dream. He dropped out of college to pursue a low-paying job at a food stand. Later, his passion for poker led him to the online poker sites, where he began to hone his skills and make some money. He spent countless hours studying and playing the game. Eventually, that hard work actually paid off, and Duhamel won the world title. In short, from humble beginnings in a Canadian family and as an aspiring hockey player, Duhamel is now one of the biggest names in the world who's won more than $15 million from poker. Number 1. Bill Brennan. Thousands of people try to steal money from casinos on an almost daily basis, but these people generally get caught and have to serve time for their actions. Bill Brennan somehow managed to steal $500,000 from the Stardust Casino in Las Vegas and got away with it. He didn't use violence or any weapons to steal from casinos, nor did he use any advanced tools or technology either. He simply took the money and left. Bill actually worked at the casino and knew the ins and outs of the place. He figured out the vault and security cameras and stole 50 grand from a vault, and nothing was recorded. He had taken everything into account so well that it took police several hours to determine that it was Bill Brennan who stole the money. This gave Bill just the time he needed to pack up his stuff and leave. Which one of these people fascinated you the most? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.